Thank you. I think I look better without my glasses. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Again, I'm not an architect, I confess. But sometimes, earlier in my life, I actually wanted to be one. I think most of us that I'm sure 50% of the people in the built environment had that notion initially. But the truth is that there's a place for everyone in that industry. And since I started my career, I have had zero regrets about what I'm doing because I have collaborated a lot with architects, and I'm very certain to say that sometimes ideas that I bring or that my team brings are usually invaluable to them or to the projects that we work on. So I'm going to talk about my journey, my personal journey, and my contribution to the construction industry. Okay, so yeah, that's me. There's that little baby over there who definitely wanted to change the world. And maybe I've done that, maybe I'm still doing it, I don't know yet. And then there's me there while I was in the university, and that's me in my NYSC shirt, just in case anyone tells you I didn't go, I don't have a certificate. I have the shirt at least. Okay. Because we're going to do great things. We're going to do great things. We have not started yet. Okay, so yeah, my education, I went to ABU, studied building, BSc building. It was very interesting. There was only 2 of us girls in class. The second girl that was in my class is in the crowd right now. Yetomiwa Smith, thank you for coming. So 2 of us, of course, with a whole bunch of guys, and we were able to scale through. We were actually among the few that graduated after 5 years, which is the normal, the stipulated time for the building course. Of course, after that, I got a job in Construction Kaiser. I knew nothing, I admit, because somehow the educational system in universities is kind of different from what, Nigerian universities, I'll say, from what happens elsewhere, because there was little or no practical experience. I was very surprised when I got my job and I actually experienced excavation. I mean, we've been doing excavation, building 101 since 100 levels for 5 years, and the first day I actually saw an excavator dig the ground. I was like, okay, how are they supposed to, I mean, how are we supposed to measure all this? I mean, I was just asking some silly questions, but that's me. I keep on asking silly questions till I get the right answer. So after a couple of years, I was privileged to be among a team of guys that went to Harvard for a business course. Apparently, there was a plan for me. They saw something in me that maybe I wasn't even seeing in myself that time. I went there for the course. It was very, very interesting, very engaging, very mind-altering, because when I came back, I was not seeing Construction Kaiser. Then I was on Construction Kaiser. I wasn't seeing Construction Kaiser the way I saw it before I left. I was kind of impatient. I wanted things to change. I wanted things to change at a very fast rate. I was not satisfied seeing things, happen the way it was used to happening. Okay, we want to send a letter. Can't we make it this way? We're sending this report. Why can't we put this design and all of that? Organizational changes. Those are the things that I came back with from Harvard. And of course, I was also able to get my master's, because everyone has a master's, in University of Lagos just recently. It was quite daunting, but it was something that I was committed to seeing through, and thank God I'm able to do that. So I've been working for 13 years. When I told someone I've worked for 13 years, of course to me, it's only 13 years. She was like, did you say 13 or 30? I said, sir, I said 13 years. He said, you sound like someone that has been in the industry for much longer. Well, I mean, I'm not 50 years, so definitely I couldn't have worked for 30 years in industry. So I started work 2005. I graduated 2003. I think had my NYSC 2004, something like that. So here I am. We have, I mean, since I joined Kaiser, the Kaiser Group now, we have, majorly done lots of regional offices for banks. We just finished last year the Sterling Bank head office annex at Ilupeju. We have done quite some, we did this logistics base for an oil company. This happened in 10 months. It's actually, for me, this is the most challenging project that I have ever been involved in. We started this last year, mid-August, and we're able to hand over in May this year. It's 4 warehouses, and there's warehouses on one side, and then there's a logistics base on the other. The offices and accommodation for their drivers and stuff, but then that's what it is. It's on 8,000 square meters expanse of land. So we've done that, and then of course, just like Architect Adi said, we are doing the recreational center right next door, and that is also one project that we are waiting to see the outcome of, because it's a profile project for the client, it's a profile project for us as a company. Now, M&E Kaiser, that's what I heard. M&E Kaiser is, of course, the MEP unit of Construction Kaiser. How did it come about? Well, Construction Kaiser were on, they were on a couple of, they were on a couple of projects, sometimes 2008, 2009, and that time I really cannot remember what truly happened, but there was this need to get proper MEP companies. Then you get an MEP company, you pay them an advance payment, and then they're gone. Of course, MEP installations, mechanical electrical installations, not really required in projects, at the beginning, were just first fix, second fix, cabling, conduiting, and stuff like that. We're gone, they're gone, and then you don't see them. Much later when you ask, okay, can you bring your stuff, we're ready for you now, they'll be like, okay, you need to give me another advance payment. How many advance payments do you want to get? Construction Kaiser was in a dilemma, actually, on one of their projects, and they were like, look, this girl has gone for this training, this girl seems to have what we think it takes to run a company, can we try her? I was 28 then. And when they called me, I was like, are you sure? You guys, you have the right person. I'm not sure I can run a company right now. I said, no, just give it a try. In fact, there's this particular saying in the business, madam, you either sink or you swim. So we're throwing you into the deep end. Okay, so I said I'll give it a try. There was 2 of us in 2008. In 2010. There was 2 of us in 2010. Right now, there are about 44 staff whose salaries have to be paid end of every month. Thank you. Our first project was 400,000 naira, Golden Plaza, MTN. And we had to, right now, we are actually on a 1 billion naira project for 110 houses for a client. Thank you. So the Construction Kaiser, the group is M&E Kaiser, Construction Kaiser, Kaiser Light, which is the company that actually takes care of, we don't call them little, but then there are big renovations that Construction Kaiser sometimes might be too engrossed in their new builds, just like the last zoo theater to handle. And then, of course, we have the Kaiser Foundation. Kaiser Foundation for Social Development. Okay, next slide, please. Now, personally, my contribution, I never really used to think that I had any contribution to this industry, but when the call for this presentation came to me, I had to think through and actually realize there's something that we're doing, most probably doing right, or most probably can do better, but definitely there's something that we're doing right at this time. And I thought through and realized that whatever it is that we're doing revolves around 3 Ps, the people, the profits, and the planet. Now, what are we saying about the people? The people is MEK, it's Kaiser Foundation. I'm an honorary trustee for the foundation. The staff strength of MEK, of course, like I said, we're over 40. About 28 of us are professionals, mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, quantity surveyors, and all the support staff. Then, of course, it's an equal opportunity employment policy. That's what we have. I'm a woman, so there's no way that there can be any discrimination against women, so yay. Then Kaiser Foundation. In the last, Kaiser Foundation was realized 2 years ago, 2016. And between that time and now, we have trained 100, okay, we're going to train 30 more students this year, but we've trained 100 secondary school students, teaching them about the built environment, about construction-related courses, about how they can do, I mean, when they are now ready to come into the industry, how they can do it with integrity, how they can do it focused, you know, with quality at the back of their mind. Because one thing that indigenous companies are known for is cutting corners, and that is something that Kaiser will not do. So we have also trained 200 artisans on our sites in the last 10 months, in partnership, of course, with LSCTF. We're about to start an undergraduate soft skills training for University of Lagos, students from University of Lagos, students, of course, in the built environment. Why do we think this is necessary? Now, we realize that most times when we're trying to interview students, even though they have good skills on their CVs, you find out that they really cannot express themselves. They cannot, you ask them to just do a small presentation, a small speech, they're fidgeting, sometimes the CV is written somehow, so we realize soft skills is something, I mean, aside from the pure academic skills, soft skills is something that is very necessary for them, and it's something that Kaiser Foundation has decided to take up on, and the first university that we're working with is University of Lagos. We're going to be there later this year. And of course, some of the students from the Construction Kaiser, from the Kaiser Development training, we're going to give them scholarships. They will also be going into the University of Lagos this session, because we realize that some of these kids are smart, they're brilliant. We actually work with kids from less privileged schools, Isaleko, Ibonla Ekpe, all those names. And most of them cannot afford to go to a university, even federal universities. So we took it upon ourselves to actually sponsor them to schools. And of course, women empowerment. The empowerment is all over for M&E Kaiser and Kaiser Development and Kaiser Foundation. We make it a point of note to ensure that there is a good representation of women in the Kaiser group generally. We find out that in the construction industry, there is a ratio of 1 woman to about 10 guys everywhere. Right now, it's 3 women to 7 guys in Construction Kaiser, and it's something that we want to keep doing. Thank you. No, I'm not done with that slide. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to move to the profit side. Yes, we are contractors. They say we have so much money, we make so much money. Well, we do make money, we just don't make as much money as people think we make. But if people think we have so much money, then they should just keep sending money to us. But yes, contribution to the economy, yes, we have a very strong quality focus. Just like Architect Shokunbi said, Construction Kaiser, or Kaiser Group generally, is trying to do something totally different from what the norm is. We want to do it the way it's supposed to be done. We want to ensure that the rhetoric for indigenous construction companies is changed. And our quality, working on a quality management system right now, trying to get our ISO certification is something that we're definitely going to achieve this year. The company turns 25, so that's the group company turns 25. So it's something that we want to ensure happens before the celebration. Then of course our local content, we're indigenous companies, so we definitely will not want to carry all of our profits or all of our sub projects to we just want to discourage capital flight. We want the money to remain here. We want the profits to remain in Nigeria because that is the only way that Nigeria can grow. 100% of our staff are Nigerians. We do not have a single expatriate. I'll make that better. We have never had an expatriate. When people ask me, oh, Kaiser, are you guys German? I'm like, no, we're from Sabungira Ura. So, yes. Then of course we contribute, statutory contribution is very important because we cannot help the system if we cheat the system. So we have to ensure that when we run our companies, we should always stick to the statutory requirements that is our responsibility. Of course, the planet, yes. Now, I cannot really say that this is what we have done exactly, but we have more and more tried to, we've encouraged ourselves and encouraged others to try to stick to earth-friendly products, LED lights, antimicrobial fittings. We're going to talk to you some more. And we're going to make policies to ensure that we do more for the environment henceforth. Okay, so in conclusion, what are we going to do? We're Nigerians here. We're trying to sell Nigeria. We're trying to ensure that we move the country to the next level. What are we going to do? What should we all be doing to build our nation? Next. Okay, yeah. So our clients. Most of you are going to be Construction Kaiser's clients, M&E Kaiser's clients. So what do we need you to do? We need you to patronize Nigeria. We're not saying patronize Kaiser, but we need to help the other indigenous companies so that they can grow. Regulatory bodies, NIA, NIOB, NIQS, we need to clean up our acts. Really, truly, there's so much more that these bodies can do, and we need to be the start for that to happen. Most times when I hear about the rift that's happening in NIA, I'm like, why is this happening? So we need to have a main objective and follow through on that objective. Designers, consultants, we have to engage key stakeholders to ensure that brief is complete. That is one big problem for contractors, and I'm speaking based on experience. So many times halfway through the project, we find ourselves having to either wait for a redesign or having to wait for a scope that has been missed, to be imputed into the project. It's a deterrent for anyone. Suppliers, we need to up the game. No shortcuts. Yes, we can go to China, but if we're going to China, we have to make sure we follow the standards that are acceptable. Same thing for contractors, and I'm speaking to myself first. We have to do it right, so we're going to continue to do that. And the academia, we have to ensure that the students are built the way they should be built so they can come and be leaders in the industry. We have to marry the town with the gown. Most times the students come out without really understanding what they've been taught, compared to what is happening in the industry. So we have to also try and do that. That's all, folks. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jamila Faniyi. Once again, a round of applause for her for that mind-blowing, mind-altering presentation. Thank you very much. I did tell you that our lineup of speakers this conference, we carefully selected and identified them for their industry experiences and expertise. I believe that was great justice to that introduction, right? All right, very quickly, if you have questions for Jamila, please signify by raising up your hand. We will only be able to entertain 3 questions.
3 short questions.
3 questions, 1 and 2. 2 questions. All right, thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Chris. I'm
Hi,
with Studio
Chris.
Stone Designs. Very fantastic presentation.
Thank you.
So, in marrying the town to the gown,
Yes.
what are the strategies to enable inclusion of the students into the reality of what is happening outside? What have you done in that regard? That's my question.
Okay, so one of the things that we have done, you see, one of the things that we have done is to go through Kaiser Foundation to actually specifically request for students from the University of Lagos. We have a set number of students from University of Lagos, and we have a set number of students from other universities to come to Construction Kaiser or M&E Kaiser or Kaiser Light to have their IT, their internships with us. Some of them are there for 3 months, some 6 months, some as long as a year. And I don't know about most of you, but I can tell you that there are about 10 to 15 engineers presently in Construction Kaiser and M&E Kaiser that joined the company because they were interns initially. They went back to school, concluded their school, and then came back, did their NYSC with us, and are working with us. There's one of them in the crowd right now. Tidy, hi. Okay, so yes, that's what we do. We ensure that students come in and we train them to ensure that when they go back to school, they are different from their mates.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Valentine Jamako. I'm a core member working around here. And my question is this, trying to go practical. The first speaker spoke about we reaching out to, he used the word many people who are looking for, who are political aspirants. And
Yes.
I want to actually bring you two together now in a setting.
Okay.
If as just a graduate of architecture
Yeah.
who wants to help his community in the village,
Yeah.
I'm from Delta State, and I want to actually bring a community development project
Yes.
such that what your foundation represents
Yes.
will be able to help.
Yes.
Now, if I'm able to sit down, organize a collaboration just like what he said, and get people to work with me, and we pitch a project to them,
Yes.
and they are ready to sponsor in a way,
Yes.
but want the backing of very good and reliable construction companies
Yes.
and architectural companies,
Yeah.
would you people stand by these individuals who are just young, coming out from school?
Yes, we would.
Thank you.
And I'm saying that because I have my chairman in the crowd, and he's going to come up right now. So please, everyone, can we just give a round of applause for Engineer Kaisabo? So let him say it himself. But yes, definitely we're going to, we'll support that. And not only are we going to support that, we are supporting something like that, because from hearing what we did at Kaiser Foundation, the River State government actually invited us, and invited us to train some students. This is on training, not on community, which is still part of community development, but not projects, yes. So yes, it's something that we're very, very welcome to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. How you all doing? Good. How many of
Yeah.
How many of you had heard about Kaiser before today? Could you just indicate?
Me too.
Okay. 5, 10%? Okay, so you go back with something different. She said a lot tonight, this afternoon, but I'll just say a few things. Entrepreneurship, as defined by Harvard Business School, is a relentless pursuit of a business opportunity without recourse to the resources available to the individual at that time.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean? You have to be tenacious. You have to have passion. Ade talked about passion. When there's need to collaborate, you need to collaborate. So I'm going to tell you a bit about the Kaiser story before people like Jamila came on board. Jamila has told you most of the story. Sometime in 1993, I was walking through the factory in Michelin. We were doing a project there. And I realized that most of the work was given to the foreign companies, and the Nigerian companies were called for just small jobs. And I asked myself, why? I saw an expatriate working and backing orders to the Nigerians. And I asked myself, Yes, their skin might be white, but we have the same brain, don't we?
Yes.
So what they can do, we too, we can do if we set our mind to it. And that's how the project Kaiser started. I started in my living room in Room of Bar, Port Harcourt, with 3 staff. So I used to live upstairs. I was a bachelor, that's why I could do that. I had my bedroom upstairs, and I had my office downstairs. Today, we have over 260 staff working in 4 offices with over 3,000 staff. Why? Because we believed. We believed, we had the passion. Now, leadership. Let's talk about leadership. How do you lead? Do you lead as a boss or as a servant? I come into the office and ask Jamila, is there anything I can do to help you? That's leadership. You lead from the bottom up, not from the top bottom. I remember the day I interviewed her. She was young, fresh. She's still fresh though. But she has 2 lovely boys, but she's still fresh. Then, we interviewed her, and they said, she's too green. I said, no, I see something in that lady. I want her in the team. And today, I don't regret it. I mean, look at the portfolio she's sitting on top. Look at the amount of money she's making for the business. So, at the Kaiser Group, we believe in empowerment, both internally and externally. We believe in growing our leaders from inside. We believe that with the right training, the right mentorship, and the right environment, people will thrive. Nigerians will thrive, always. They always thrive because we're the best. All over the world, Nigerians, they excel in what they do. Now, I'll talk more about the foundation, about what we're doing in Unilag. Somebody asked what we're doing, Town and Gown. Apart from the internships, she talked about the soft skills development. We also give scholarships, and we're also sponsoring research. Only Nigerians can solve Nigeria's problems. Nobody is going to come from America to come and solve your problems. You here, are the ones that are going to solve the problems in Nigeria today. Through your research, through your collaborations, through innovation. Harvard, MIT, Stanford, they are solving the American problem. We need to solve ours. Of course, when we need people like him, we collaborate with them. There's nothing wrong. We collaborate with them, but at the end of the day, we solve our problems, we create employment for our brothers and sisters and for you out here. Now, seeing you today, I'm excited. I wasn't supposed to speak, but I just thought I should share a few words. I know that we need to create those jobs for our brothers, our sisters, and our children. Nigeria is 200 million population, growing. If we don't do this, Nigeria will have a big problem of unemployment. So, what we're doing at Kaiser, well, thank you for all your kind words. You've said so many good things about us, but we've just started. We turned 25 a couple of months ago, but we've just started. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to give birth to smaller companies who will grow in 10 years' time and be bigger than us. That's the plan. So, I look forward to seeing all of you starting your small businesses and growing to be bigger than us. It takes just that tenacity, that passion. It takes collaboration, building the right partnerships, leadership in service, humility, integrity. Those are the things we need. I can't leave this stage without talking about integrity. Yeah. Because it has helped us to become who we are today. Integrity is so important. Doing things right, not giving bribes. Well, I was just telling my friends that we are growing, our business is growing by over 100% this year. Yet we don't give bribes. And I ask, why do we have to give? So you too can grow your business from nothing to 25 years old, from 10,000 to 100 million and above without giving bribes. Focus on the right thing. Quality, safety, that's what you need to do. Focus on that and your business will grow. I don't want to take your time, but I'll be happy to talk with any of you at any time. Thank you very much. Questions? I can take a couple of questions if you want. You sure?
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for Jamila Faniyi and the Chief Executive from M&E Kaiser Limited. Stay curious, stay inspired. If that did not inspire you, kindly send WHY to 911 because definitely that would be an emergency. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for them, please.